Hi movers, we are exploring our pigeon pose today. Pigeon is one of those beautifully deep hip opening stretches that aims to create space and release those tight hips. So we're gonna get started in our downward facing dog. Let's go ahead, tuck those toes under and just take a little pedaling of the feet, walk it out, bend those knees. All right, let's get started right away. So we're gonna inhale, take the right leg up towards the sky, point those toes and firm the inner thighs. Now as you exhale, we're gonna bring that right shin as parallel towards the top of the mat as is available to you. Soften that left knee down to the mat. And go ahead and just, for this first one, take a look back. I know it's kind of hard to turn your neck, but just make sure that everything is aligned. The ankle, the knee, and the hip are in one nice line. The back foot isn't, twisting or doing anything funky back there. Just make sure it's nice and aligned. From here, if you are in a position where you have a little more space, a little more flexibility available to you, you're gonna wanna keep the shin nice and parallel with the foot flex, okay? That will help to neutralize and just protect that knee. If we're not there, which is totally fine, you can point the toes, hug the heel in towards the body, and take pigeon pose this way, all right? You can take sleeping pigeon by coming down onto the forearms. Remember, this is just an option. Hopefully you can see me here. Now, once we're here, I want you to draw the belly up and in so we are engaging the core. Try to soften and relax those shoulders. This is one of these poses where my hip tension often translates into my neck and my shoulders, so I really try to use my exhale to release that. And the last piece of this puzzle is to find a little bit of isometric engagement. So we're gonna draw the right hip back slightly and the left hip a little bit forward. So you might feel that your hips lift up a little bit higher. You might feel an intensifying of the stretch here, but that just helps to keep a neutral balance in the body while we're here. Now remember, you can modify. I'm not using blocks today, but you can pop a block underneath that right side or, a rolled up blanket, a cushion. If you have any pain in the knee, the hip, the back, anywhere, I'll invite you to take reclined pigeon. So it's down on the back body, flexing the right foot, crossing over the left knee. Weave that right hand through and you can interlace the fingertips over that left shin or under the left thigh, and you're going to get that same targeting stretch into the right hip and the glute. All right, so whatever variation we are in, I want you to stay here for just a few more breaths. And then inhale, ease your way up. Meet me back in that downward facing dog. If you're in a reclined position, you can just go ahead and switch sides. But if you are in down dog, just pedal out the feet. And I always like to observe here how much of a difference I can feel in my left versus my right leg. Let's take that second side. Inhale, left leg goes up, point those toes. As you exhale, draw that knee in towards your chest and bring the shin as parallel to the top of the mat as is available to you. So remember this option number one. Option number two is to point the toes, hug the heel in towards the body. Breathe. You can always take that option three, which is to recline and flex that left foot, cross it over the knee. And don't feel, that you have to keep both sides the same, because the truth is they're not the same, right? We have a different tension level on each side, and there is asymmetry in the body. So honor that. And if you need to take figure four on one side and this pigeon pose on the other, do what feels good for you. Remember to draw the belly in, keeping that back leg nice and straight and aligned. This time we're going to draw the left hip back, the right hip slightly forward. So you'll notice even for me it's subtle, but my hips do lift up slightly to keep that engagement. Wherever you are, we're going to breathe here. for a few more cycles. And then go ahead and ease your way up. Let's take this back into downward facing dog. Once again, pedal the feet. If you were in a reclined position, just make your way into a child's pose. And that is where we are all heading next. So find your variation of balasana. Surrender the forehead down. Surrender the mind down. Observe the hips. Observing the glutes, and just observing what that stretch offered you. And relaxing here in your child's pose for as long as you'd like. That was our Pigeon Pose tutorial. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.